The evening bus rattled down the dimly lit road, filled with exhausted faces and the hum of the engine. Aisha sat by the window clutching her bag tight. It was her daily route home after her evening classes, the same bus, the same faces. But tonight felt different. The bus was unusually crowded, and a group of men at the back were whispering, laughing crudely. She ignored them, staring out the window, trying to focus on the passing lights. Then she felt a hand brushing against her shoulder. She flinched, turning sharply. The man behind her smirked. "Sorry," he said, but his tone was anything but. The people around noticed but stayed silent. Fear spread across her chest. She tried to move to another seat, but there was none. The bus driver kept driving, oblivious. Suddenly, the same hand slid lower, gripping her arm this time. "Stop!" she gasped, her voice trembling. Laughter erupted from the back. "Relax. It's just a bump," the man sneered. Her eyes darted around. No one intervened. Tears welled in her eyes as the bus turned another dark corner. Then someone stood up. A tall man from the middle row, wearing a dark jacket, his eyes burning with anger. "That's enough," he said, his voice slicing through the noise. The laughter stopped. Everyone turned. The abuser leaned back with mock arrogance. "And who are you?" "Someone who's not blind," the man said, stepping closer. His name was Rayan, a quiet worker who took the same bus every night but never expected to become anyone's hero. "Mind your business," the abuser growled. "She's scared." "You think this is a game?" Rayan snapped. "Get your hand off her now." The man rose, puffing his chest. The bus swayed as tension thickened. "Or what?" he taunted. Rayan didn't answer. He moved so fast that the next thing everyone saw was the abuser pinned against the pole, gasping. "You'll apologize to her now." Aisha covered her mouth, trembling. The man tried to push back, but Rain's grip tightened. The driver yelled from the front, "What's going on back there?" "Justice," Rain shouted. When the bus stopped, the abuser stumbled off, muttering curses. The passengers stared in silence. Rain turned to Aisha, breathing heavily. "You okay?" She nodded slowly, tears streaking down her cheeks. "Thank you." The bus moved again, quiet now, as she stared at him, this stranger who appeared like a storm. After that night, Aisha couldn't stop thinking about him. Rayan had exited quietly after ensuring she was safe, not asking her name, not waiting for thanks. He simply vanished into the night. The next evening, she took the bus again, half afraid, half hoping he'd be there. And he was, sitting in the same spot, earphones in, eyes on the window. She hesitated, then took a seat nearby. The silence between them was strange yet comforting. "You didn't have to do that yesterday," she said softly. He turned, removing one earbud. "Yeah, I did. People don't usually care," she said, voice breaking. Everyone saw. No one helped. He sighed. "People are scared, but fear grows when no one stands up to it." His words lingered in her mind like a melody. As days passed, they started talking more. Small talk turned into deep conversations. Rayan worked as a mechanic, living alone after his parents passed away. Aisha was a college student, trying to balance studies and part-time jobs. Their worlds were different, yet every bus ride felt like a bridge between two lonely souls. One evening, she smiled for the first time in weeks. "You always take this bus?" "Yeah, same route, same chaos." He chuckled. "But lately, it feels less lonely." Her heart skipped. It wasn't love yet, but it was something warm, something safe. Weeks later, as rain poured outside, Aisha boarded the bus again, but her smile vanished. The same man from before was there, his face bruised but his grin wicked. He saw her and sneered. "Miss me?" Aisha froze, panic returning like a wave. Rayan wasn't there tonight. Her eyes darted, but the bus was packed. She clutched her phone, trembling. The man moved closer, whispering, "Your boyfriend not here to save you?" Her breathing quickened. Then, as if fate heard her silent plea, the doors opened, and Rain stepped in, drenched from the rain. Their eyes met. Her fear turned into tears of relief. Rain noticed the man instantly. "You again," he growled, stepping forward. The man smirked. "You think you can scare me twice?" "No," Rain said coldly. "This time, I'll make sure you don't try again." The Fight was quick and brutal. The abuser lunged first, but Rayan dodged and struck him down with controlled fury. The passengers yelled, some recording. The bus driver pulled over, calling the police. When officers arrived, the man was on the floor, cursing as they dragged him away. Aisha clung to Rayan, sobbing. I thought he'd hurt me again. Not while I'm alive, he whispered. That night, under the rain, something changed between them, something deep and unspoken. A week later, Rayan was called to the police station. The abuser had filed a complaint against him for violence. Aisha went with him, refusing to let him face it alone. Inside, she testified everything: the harassment, the fear, the first night. Her voice trembled, but her courage didn't waver. The officer looked at her with sympathy. You're brave, he said. Rayan smiled faintly. She's the brave one. The abuser's charges didn't hold. Witnesses and footage cleared Rayan completely. As they left the station, Aisha said, you always save me. Don't you ever get tired? He laughed softly. Maybe I just like seeing you safe. Her cheeks flushed. They sat by a tea stall afterward, watching the sunset bleed into gold. You know, she whispered, the night you stood up for me, I thought you were crazy. Maybe I was. He smiled. But sometimes doing the right thing looks crazy. For the first time, she reached for his hand. Thank you for everything. He looked at their intertwined fingers, something blooming quietly between them. You don't have to thank me, Aisha. I want to, she said gently, because that night, you didn't just save me. You made me believe good people still exist. Months passed. Aisha graduated, and Rayan got a better job at a car company. They still took the same bus out of habit, out of nostalgia. The same route that once held fear now carried laughter. One evening, as the city lights flickered outside, Rayan turned to her. Funny how one night can change everything. She smiled. It did, for both of us. He hesitated, then handed her a small pendant. I don't have much, but this belonged to my mom. I want you to have it. She stared at him, speechless. Rayan, you don't have to say anything, he said softly. Just stay. Tears glimmered in her eyes. I will. The bus slowed near her stop. Before getting off, she looked back at him. You saved me once, but you keep saving me every day. He smiled. And you healed me without even trying. The doors closed, and as the bus rolled forward, Rayan watched her through the window, her smile, her strength, her peace. Outside, the city buzzed, unaware that inside that bus, two lives once broken had found their way back to hope. It wasn't a grand love story, but it was real, and it began with courage. The night he stood up changed everything, and in the end, love was the quiet reward of a man who refused to look away.